sponsored by Kia.
This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here. Welcome, everybody. We have the great Shaquille O'Neal and the equally great, in some minds, Kenny the Jet Smith. It's basketball out in Memphis, FedEx Forum to be exact. We'll see the Grizzlies go up against the Milwaukee Bucks. Well, for the Bucks, they've got an opportunity tonight to sweep the season series 2 wins to none. The coaching staff commented that they feel confident coming into this one. Shaq, as we close in on the end of the regular season, some teams are already looking ahead to the playoffs. What do you think is more preferable, having home court advantage or well-rested players?
Well, home court advantage is important, but it does you no good if your guys are injured or worn out. One thing you want to keep up is your energy and spirit. So whoever is out there, they got to give 199.27856124558778124%.
Wow, that's giving a lot of effort out there. But see, I'm from a different era, Ernie, man. In the past years, guys didn't take games off unless they were seriously injured. Now they kind of rest guys in an 82-game schedule. If you're going to do that, you might as well just shorten the schedule if guys need rest. I'm not really into that, but this is going to be a great, great season.
I may have to miss the next game. My arm hurts a little.
Oh, my God.
Well, you can do that, Ernie. You're a Hall of Famer.
Oh, my gosh. Kevin Harlan is standing by.
Kevin.
The pipes.
Hall of Fame Harlan.
Yeah.
It's time for some hoops at FedEx Forum, home of the Grizzlies, and we're bringing it to you live on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here along with analysts Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, and we'll be hearing from DA along the sideline all game long. Back to the road tomorrow as this is the final game of the Grizzlies homestand. Well, they are on top of their game right now, and guys on top of the league, the best record in both conferences.
And I think for Memphis, they must have reached every goal they set for themselves this season. For them to be this high in the standings this late in the season, what an accomplishment.
It really has been amazing. Everyone just kept waiting for them to fade, and it never happened.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Well, the Gasol brothers, Pau and Mark, have a mutual love and respect that belies their sibling rivalry. Even as teammates playing for Spain, their battles in practice were legendary. Ricky Rubio said, "I've never seen two dudes fight that much, and then, after all of that, hug each other and be brothers." Mark said, "We enjoy competing at the highest level with each other. We challenge each other and push each other every day."
Great story, David. Thank you. Steve, with the season coming to a close, we'll see playoff teams start doing the great balancing act of trying for more wins and keeping their players healthy. Smitty, where do you come out on that? I mean, there are different ways to approach it. All, I guess, are good. Do you have a personal favorite?
You know, I look at it as sometimes you have a record where you can't be caught, and I look at it where, you're juggling. Should I rest this guy? If a guy has an injury, yes, you have to rest him. But I think you want to keep your timing going. You want to keep your chemistry going.
Now, the starting group for the Milwaukee Bucks. Parker and Monroe together inside. Carter Williams is the point with Middleton at the 2. And it's Antetokounmpo in at the small forward position. And in his heyday, Zach Randolph averaged 20 points and 12 rebounds. And Stevie's getting up there in age, but still a player to reckon with.
Yeah, it's funny. His nickname, we call him first name 20, last name 10. That's for double-doubles. And he's one of those players that great position rebounder, can score down on the block, gives you an effort on the defensive end. But what he does is give you a guy that you can throw the ball in, settle your offense, and he can get a bucket.
Zach Randolph, one of the toughest, most physical players in the league, and Stevie's an emotional leader as well on this team.
Well, his approach to the game, he plays with a lot of heart. He's confident, he's aggressive, and he's a hard worker. He doesn't back down from a challenge, and he's willing to shoulder the load when he has to.
Good on the second free throw. And the Bucks are an interesting team. There was the trade involving Brandon Knight, Michael Carter-Williams a while ago. They signed Greg Monroe to a free agent contract last season. Re-signed John Henson. A lot of moving parts with the Bucks.
And they're still trying to identify the right combination of players because they're still struggling with consistency. On paper, at times, it seems like the team should have more wins than it actually does.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo following the miss by Prez. And the call will be against Prez.
I'm Prez.
That is his first foul of the game.
Presidential pardon.
Young against Middleton. Carter Williams kicks to Middleton. Monroe right side. And out of bounds as Memphis gains possession. We're about 1 minute into the first. Parsons outside. Gasol on the high post. And Parsons kicks to Gasol. Stolen by Monroe. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. That misses, so no good on his first attempt of the night. To the inside. Fred. And the rejection by Monroe. Middleton with it. And Young picks him up defensively. Here's Parker. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And what a solid comeback Jabari Parker made last year after an ACL ended his rookie season before Greg had even began.
Yeah, and what the injury did was force Jabari to become stronger and more well-conditioned in terms of his training. When feeling his best, he's a dynamic scorer off the dribble. Struggles a little on D, but the rest of his game has enormous upside.
No good on that one. And he sinks the second. Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Parsons outside. To the middle. It's stolen by Carter Williams. 4-on-3 break. He kicks to Antetokounmpo. Back to Carter Williams. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in.
Terrific court awareness to hit his teammate with a perfect pass in transition.
Milwaukee on D. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
They just weren't challenged. I mean, nearly as much as they should have been in that game, at least when they had the ball.
Their offense came fairly easy to them out there. The D wasn't rushing them to do anything, and because of that, they made a lot of smart, calculated decisions that turned into easy points.
Kicks it down to Middleton. To the paint. Stolen by Randolph. Parsons dishes to Young. That was enough space for Young to convert the deep ball.
And Young can knock those down if you give him the chance.
The Bucks trail. And here is Antetokounmpo. He had 13 points in the win against Minnesota. Stolen by Randolph. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Back to Young. He dishes it to Prez. Rebound by Monroe.
Look, he's doing everything he can to get out of this funk. Just been a rough quarter shooting the basketball.
And the Grizzlies, with quality play, Steve, over the years in their front court and at the point guard position, they've struggled to find the long-term starters, however, on the wing.
Especially on the offensive end. It's been a rotating cast. Tayshaun Prince, Jeff Green, Courtney Lee, Vince Carter, Matt Barnes, Lance Stevenson, and the list goes on and on. They need guys that can score from the wing position.
Here's Carter Williams, following the basket by Marc Gasol.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Prez, no good.
There does come a time when you haven't made anything all quarter long. Pass the rock.
In the corner, Middleton with it. Hits it from three-point range. Middleton's got his first 3 points of the game.
A lot of times in the first quarter, it will dictate how big a role a player has later on.
Yeah, I think so. Reason why you get your confidence early, and then late in the games, you're able to knock down those shots.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Carter Williams, the pass to Antetokounmpo. Hits it down to Middleton. Outside, Antetokounmpo. 4 on the clock. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Randolph. So Memphis ends up going with the new group. And then for Milwaukee, John Henson's checked in for Monroe. Mirza Teletovic comes in for Jabari Parker. And it's Solomon Hill in for Antetokounmpo. The shot by Middleton, wide open. And he misses the go-ahead basket. Memphis leading. Now Conley. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Conley's got his first points of the night.
Masterful control by Mike Conley, keeping his eyes on the rim and nailing the shot through contact.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Grizzlies out in front. They're up by 1. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And we heard from John Henson before the game, a player on the rise. He feels he still has a lot to prove.
Defensively, offensively, I think I'm better offensively than people give me credit for, and I'm stronger than I look. And that's something that I'm trying to prove this year, as I've been proving the last 3 or 4, so it's going to be fun.
Well, it sounds like he still feels like he has something to prove, Greg, but it seems to me he's already known for being that kind of guy.
That's a great point. Anybody who plays against him knows he looks plenty strong when you're banging with him. But if he needs to push and motivate himself by playing with a chip on his shoulder, well, a lot of guys have gone a long, long way in this league using that method.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. What stands out to you from the Grizzlies in this one?
Right from the start, they have been able to really own that paint and just dominate the backboard.
They are really fighting for position on every shot release, so they are prepared for the rebound. Fantastic work ethic.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And Milwaukee looking at who they've got. Carter Williams is the point with Middleton at the 2. Hill is out there with Mirza Teletovic. And it's Henson in at the 5 spot. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Mike Conley, the point guard, keeps a very stoic disposition on the court. He said so much of the game is mental, and that's one thing that I've always wanted to be good at. Never let your opponent see that you're in duress. So if I make a big game-time bucket or if I miss a shot, you'll see the same mannerisms. I move on to the next play. Real poker face, Kevin.
I like that attitude, D.A. Thank you. The Grizzlies shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. Free throw drops for Ennis. Steve, I always hear you talking about your Spartans. Spartans this, Spartans that. Do you follow players more closely who enter the NBA out of Michigan State? I would think it's just natural.
No, for sure. I mean, I get
Our
a
fans,
chance.
they demand honesty.
Yes, for sure. I mean, I go up to Michigan State all the time,
Yeah.
spend so much time. You got Draymond, you got Zach Randolph, Gary Harris, Adrian Payne, so many guys, Allen Anderson, so many guys in the NBA from Michigan State. It's hard not to follow, and we're a close-knit family.
That speaks to the program very well, doesn't it?
It speaks to leadership. Tom Izzo.
Yep. Conley kicks to Davis. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Davis has got the lead. Back up to 5 now for the Grizzlies.
You afford to leave one of Conley's teammates wide open, he will make you pay.
Middleton outside. Feeds it to Teletovic. Hits the three-point bomb. Teletovic has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. For Memphis, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Ennis kicks to Wright. Memphis moving that ball around. 6 to shoot. Here's Ennis. That misses off the backboard. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Carter Williams kicks to Teletovic. There's a screen. No good. That would have tied it.
The thing about setting screens, you have to be willing to sacrifice your body. It can't be half-hearted.
Conley dishes to Wright. Passes it to Conley. Pass to Baldwin. Trying his luck deep. That one's not going to go. And Milwaukee will come the other way. Last time they met was in Milwaukee.
Yeah, they were in a funk from the field in that game. Credit the defense, though, because even when they got open looks, no rhythm to knock them down.
They never let them get into any sort of comfort zone, and because of that, they were out of sorts all game long.
And he gets the bucket. And the Grizzlies lead by 4.
Love the high activity of Conley on defense, keeping his arms moving all the time to create problems for the opposition.
Here's Carter Williams. It's rebounded by Baldwin. The Grizzlies have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Ennis kicks to Davis, and there's the pass to Baldwin. Wright sets a screen. Out of bounds, Milwaukee takes possession. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Prez in their last game against the Hawks ended up with some troubling numbers. He scored 5 points and did a lot of work at the foul line as well, drawing fouls and knocking down his free throws. Now, one thing that's disturbing for him, he's had a whole bunch of games like this. All his numbers are way down. All of us are scratching our heads as to what he can do to fix this, Kevin.
You're bringing it, David. Thank you so much for that report. And I know, guys, he was pretty disappointed in that performance.
You know, would have been a lot easier for him to digest if they had somehow managed to win the game. But the disappointment really hits home when you struggle like he did, and that leads directly to a loss.
Yeah, he's counted on to make big plays, make big shots. He didn't do that. Has to find a way to bounce back in the next one.
Teletovic's shot is good.
Beautiful looking teardrop. That's a shot that almost impossible to block.
Now here's Ennis. Antetokounmpo defending. The feed to Ennis. Wright, left side. From the stripe, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Wright's got the lead up to 7 now for Memphis. Got a piece of it, and that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession. Some changes for Memphis. Zach Randolph's checked in for Wright. Chandler Parsons comes in for Ennis, and it's Troy Daniels in for Baldwin. And Milwaukee with a change here, too. Parker's checked in for Mirza Teletovic. There's 37 seconds left now here in the second. Pass to Middleton. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Looking at Memphis, they want to turn it around after the loss to Atlanta.
And listen, you have to take advantage of the freebies. And on that night, they did not. And that is why they just could not recover.
When the defense breaks down, you have to take advantage of them. And because they blew their chances, they have only themselves to blame.
Here's the screen. Henson with the screen. Just 3 on the clock. Tips it. And that does it for the first half of play. Grizzlies lead by 7. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
right, gentlemen, hustle up. That was a great first half. Hey, this is what happens when we play our brand of basketball. They cannot stop us. Now stay focused, guys. Let's win this game and go home.
Welcome back, folks. Pleased to have you with us tonight again here at the FedEx Forum in downtown Memphis, Tennessee. And the third quarter about ready to get underway. Without question, Chris Middleton displaying his skills today.
And he just went off in those first 2 quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
Yeah, the change has to be double teaming him. Single coverage will not get it done.
Here's Prez. Down low, the tough pair of Zebo and Gasol. Young is out there with Prez. And it's Parsons in at the 3, the small forward. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. A nice shot by Gasol.
And with Prez, you get it all. Outstanding passes to his guys who have clean looks at the basket.
And the call will be against Prez.
I'm Prez.
That's foul number 2 for him.
Presidential pardon.
Here's Middleton. The jump from broadcast booth to head coach is one that has been made more frequently in the last couple of years. We just saw our friend Steve Kerr do it. And Smitty, would you ever consider making that jump yourself?
You know what? I love coaching, Kevin. I do it with my kids at the developmental age, at the youth age. In the NBA, I've talked to a lot of guys. They said, Steve, if you can, wait till you get a chance to see your kids off to college and then jump into the fire.
How do you keep on top of that situation? When will you know it's the right time, aside from the fact that they may be gone to school?
You know, I think I'm going to just go play it ear by ear. I think the one thing is I'm loving broadcasting, loving television. It's going to be hard to get me out of the booth.
Good. I hope it is. We'd like to keep you. Yep, that one goes in there. Prez has got 4 points in the quarter.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Bucks trail by 13.
Timeout. Timeout. Start it.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
Clearly, he's not pleased with all the looks they've given up on the inside, and also to get them to tighten up that defense.
Defense has been atrocious lately for them. You can't blame him at all for wanting to address that here in this timeout.
Cannot be happy with how things have gone during this run. I think it's a good decision to take a break.
He just needs to slow the pace of this game and get his players under control here.
Solomon Hill, he's checked in for the Bucks. And a chance to compare steals versus fouls over the last 5 games and the season as a whole for Conley.
And what that trend over the last 5 games tells me is that he's gotten a little bit out of control at the defensive end. You like to see guys going for steals and trying to make an impact with their D, But when it leads to the foul numbers blowing up, that impact becomes a negative one.
Dishes to Carter Williams. Kicks it to Monroe. 11 feet away. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. One of last year's flashiest free agent signings, 3 years, $60 million. Greg Monroe did not disappoint.
Yeah, really thrived playing a lot at center after having spent the early years at the power forward position. Well-rounded post scorer with excellent court vision, and plus a rebounder at both ends of the floor. That subpar athleticism can hurt defensively at times, but he is an asset on the floor.
The free throw drops for Monroe. Well, we've always known that height gives an advantage in basketball. A lot of teams now are concerned about things that we've never really talked about before. The length of hands, your arm span, your wingspan. That plays a role now with a lot of these teams and how they draft, how they make a roster.
Yeah, totally, Kevin, because on the defensive end, you have a lot of these guys that can switch. I remember playing against Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. They were so long out front. It helps and makes a difference.
But your arm span is long. That had to play
Not
a role.
bad, not bad.
Oh, it's good. I like it.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. Good on that shot, and with that, the Memphis lead is cut down to just 10 points with the bucket from Carter Williams. For Memphis, they've gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the third quarter. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Carter Williams. Middleton for 3, and a great assist by Carter Williams as that one goes in. And 11 points for Chris Middleton. And the Grizzlies leading by 7. Prez passes to Gasol. Young outside. And Parsons kicks to Randall. Rebound, Milwaukee.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Got a piece of it. Now here's Prez. Started close. And a look at Prez there, just punishing the rim.
And you love the ferocity that Prez finished that playoff with. No layups for the big fella.
Fast break Memphis. Here's Randolph. That one doesn't go.
Even though he couldn't quite convert the layup, I like him being in attack mode.
Outside Hill. The dish now to Monroe. And it's Memphis on the break. Prez leading the charge. That one may be a little beyond his comfort zone, but he made it count.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Now here's Carter Williams. He's covered closely. Here's Parker. And it's Randolph with the rebound. Memphis leading by 12. Prez dishes to Randolph. Here's Gasol. Lays it up and banks it in. Gasol's got 4 points in the quarter.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Way to work, gentlemen. Let's go now. Hustle up. Listen up. We have these guys back on their heels, and now they're playing like they're desperate. Now let's stay sharp and finish strong.
So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. White, he's checked in for Gasol. Troy Daniels comes in for Zach Randolph. Baldwin, he's checked in for Young. And it's Conley in for Prez. Milwaukee also making some changes. Miles Plumlee's checked in for Monroe. Henson comes in for Parker. And Mirza Teletovic subbed in for Chris Middleton. Hill kicks to Henson. He feeds it to Teletovic. Plumlee with the screen. Teletovic passes to Carter Williams. Clock at 6. Drops in the tray. Carter Williams has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Okay, nice job here in the second half. Field goal percentage is way up from what it was at halftime when it was just barely above 30%.
Conley dishes to Wright. Beyond the arc. Teletovic grabs the board. Teletovic has got his 3rd rebound tonight. He kicks it to Plumlee. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Stolen by Henson. And another basket for Milwaukee.
He knew the matchup he wanted, and he did a great job rising up and knocking the shot down with ease.
Pass to Baldwin. Down low. Wright. And the dunk by Wright.
That is what Wright is out there to do. An athletic player who always on the lookout to throw it down.
Now here is Hill. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. He dishes it to Carter Williams. 13 feet away. No good on the buzzer beater. And as we end the 3rd quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. It's the Grizzlies. They're up by 11. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. A chance now to hear Jason Kidd talking to his team moments ago.
We've taken all jump shots. Drive and make a play for a teammate. Keep talking on the defensive end. Relax, breathe.
And a number of issues to cover there for Coach Jason Kidd, trying to keep his guys aware of how they can improve.
And first up, looking for more unselfish play. Work together and try to have some fun out on the floor.
And we're rolling here again with the 4th quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. A lot of great shooters in the league with that high rainbow arc. The studies show it helps. You get more of the rim to shoot at than coming in from an angle. Steve, you were learning to shoot, of course, at one time in your career. Was getting a high arc on your shot something you were taught?
Yeah, it is. And sometimes, though, Kevin, some guys have too much of a high arc, and I think it hurts them. I think you got to get the right balance. You got to stay in the gym, watch video, and get a chance to just get a good rhythm. Because on some shots closer in, you don't want to shoot it that high. You just got to get a measurement on where you're at on the floor at all times.
Interesting, too. There are very few guys whose jump shot all look alike. They're all different in some ways. Do you think?
It is. I think guys do get in trouble if you don't have enough arc. But I think some guys have higher, some guys have it right in the middle.
Yep,
it depends on the shot and where you're taking it from.
And the quickness of the release.
Yes.
I mean, there's so much built into this. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got, filling out the wings. It's Middleton and Antetokounmpo. Plumlee out there with John Henson. And it's Carter Williams in at the point.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
You know, the former 2nd-round pick Marcus Gasol, one of the most dominant centers we have in this game.
Some changes for Memphis. Randolph comes in for Wright, and it's Ennis in for Daniels. And Milwaukee also making a switch. Monroe's checked in. That one falls, so he hits both of them. 4th quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Now here's Carter Williams. Not a lot of room. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And they've really gotten on track here in the second half. After that shaky start, the field goal percentage steadily climbing. They couldn't make anything in that first break.
Randolph kicks to Prez. Basket good. And the Grizzlies lead by 13.
And it's great to see Prez in attack mode, just wanting to shoot the ball every time he's open.
Carter Williams, the pass to Henson. They set the screen. 5 to shoot. Feeds it to Monroe. Here's Carter Williams. His three-pointers off the mark.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
That's good from Prez on the assist by Ennis. 15 points for Prez.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth, physical basketball, guys.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. Nice game, great performance by Prez.
This is just one of those nights where he decided to take control of this game. He's been scoring at will no matter who he's matched up against. They need to figure out how to force him into tougher, lower percentage attempts.
Yeah, saw some things that just weren't working for them and wants to make some adjustments.
A great timeout call there to make some changes and get the momentum back in his team's favor.
Chandler Parsons, he's checked in for James Ennis. And Milwaukee with a change here, too. Parker's checked in. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Jason Kidd went over with his team. No surprise, he was not happy with the turnovers. He told them, we are giving this one away, guys. We've got to be more careful with the ball, play within the offense, and get good open shots. Kevin?
Thanks, David. And the Grizzlies leading by 15. Parsons outside. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Pass to Prez, 14 feet away. It's rebounded by Carter Williams. Knocked loose for Milwaukee. They've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. And now Young running the floor. Oh!
It doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes.
He thrives in the open court. Such an aggressive finisher.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. The pass to Gasol. The feed to Randolph. Good looking screen by Gasol. Here's Prez. And that one good. Prez has got 17 points here in the second half.
Really just continuing to increase the lead. This one should be easy for the rest of the way.
I can't see this one slipping away from them at this stage. They've just been too good today.
Yeah, it's just a smart shot, taking advantage of the mismatch.
That's his shot. And with his size, even the defense up on him, they're still not going to be able to block it.
Impressive fadeaway right there. And that's 10 points for Marc Gasol.
Having a 7-footer like Gasol who can hit the mid-range jump shot is huge. Really opens up the floor for his guys.
Carter Williams kicks to Parker. From deep. Carter Williams can't get it to go. Memphis leading by 19.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Grizzlies.
And one area that stands out that we've seen tonight from them, their aggressiveness in getting steals, something I know that you really value yourself.
I think it sparked their offense. It deflates the opposition, and when you have the type of effort we saw tonight, it's pretty hard to overcome that defensive pressure down the stretch.
And I think coming into this game, these guys felt they had the confidence to win, and looking at the season they've had, already 58 wins in the books. Tonight will be win number 59.
And with this win, it gives them a sweep of the season series, even though it's just a brief 2-game, a fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Prez. You can do a lot to change a game other than scoring, and it was his quick hands on the defensive end that put them in the driver's seat.
And it's Milwaukee's ball, and that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession.
You can tell that pass just hung in the air for a long time.
That was a risky pass. Poor decision, really. Fortunately, they didn't lose the possession.
Brogdon the pass to Frazier. Here's Brogdon. 36 seconds left in the fourth. Clock at 6. Henson against Davis. Henson's shot is off.
How anyone could give him that much room from his spot is crazy, but the defender got away with it.
Memphis moving that ball around. Prez laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Didn't take their time in wrapping this game up. They came out with a sense of urgency.
They did. Fantastic run here to really put this game to bed.
And here's Hill for 3. Doesn't get it to drop for him. So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge.
There he is.
Yo, Brett, Ernie and the guys in the studio want to talk to you.
All right, let's get it.
So long.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey, everybody. Ernie Johnson, along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal, seen here. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Prez.
Hey, Shaq here. Great night for you offensively. Did you feel you had a matchup advantage on this one? Did you feel he was barbecue chicken trying to guard you down there on the post?
Come on, man. I don't think I had a huge advantage or mismatch, but I was able to get into a position I felt real comfortable creating from, And a lot of it was just finding situations that I can get an edge in, and that's where I was able to help the team.
I don't know what you saw, but every time he tried to guard you, I was like, barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert. Great game, freak.
Thanks, man. Now I'm hungry.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Kenny Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, for Kevin Harlan, and for the entire 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. I hope you have a wonderful, even beyond wonderful, a spectacular, just great. See ya.
Good night.